Well, hello and welcome to this new video. And as a part of this lesson, we are going to cover Java operators. So covering Java operators will be done in two videos. So today, as a part of this, we are going to cover the assignment operator, the negation operator, the complement operator, and the postfix and the prefix operators. So basically, the more complex operators would be tackled as a part of a new video, such as your bitwise operators, your relational operators, and logical operators, ternary operators. So that comes as a part of the second video. So without much further ado, let's quickly jump to our IDE. And also, as a side note, I would like to mention that this will be a hands-on session. So I would advise everyone who is watching this video to code along with me to have that understanding as well. Because the more you code, you will understand mistakes and you will become more confident, and when you write code, you will find out the mistakes that you are doing, right? So with that being said, let's quickly jump over to the code. See you there. So basically, before we begin, don't forget to create a module. So people who are not familiar with how to create modules, just click on the project, right click there and go to new and create a new module. Just name the module operators part 1 and then proceed with the lesson. So within the module, inside the source directory, create a package org.tbl and then create a class operators demo. So post that, what we will do is we'll create a main method. So for that, just type main and then tab out. This should give you the template of the main method. So let's start off with our first operator, which is the assignment operator. So assignment operator does what? It assigns value from the right hand side expression to the left hand side variable. So let's say I have a variable int val1 and I want to assign to this particular variable a value. So the way to do that is using assignment operator. If I now print out the value of val1, just type SOUT and tab out. That should give you the println method, and within that write val1 and run the code. So we get the value of 10. Now what if there was an expression in line number 6? Let's say I have added 5 to 10. So in this case, what should be the value of val1? It would be 15, because whatever expression is there on the right hand side, that will be evaluated and the value of that will be assigned to the LHS variable. So that's what we will see. We'll just run this quickly and we should get 15. So that's about assignment operator. Next, we will move on to negation operator. In negation operator, we will see how we can negate a particular value within a variable. So what basically it does is, it is a unary operator. That means it needs a single operand to change its value. So let's say I have a particular variable and I assign to this variable a value of 10. And I want to negate the value of this variable. Now how to do that? Just type minus val2. So initially the value of val2 is 10, and after line 12, value should be minus 10 because we negated the value. So if it's a positive value, it will become negative, and if it's a negative value, it will become positive. So let's quickly print out the value of val2. It should be a minus 10. Yes, it is. Next, we will again negate the value of val2. This time it should be positive 10. Now let's print it out again. This time it is a positive 10. So that's all about negation operation. Now moving on to complement operation. So there is a big difference when using the complement operator when coming to the data type. So it only works with the Boolean data type and not with the integer data type. So we'll see that. So we will first declare a Boolean and we will assign the value of false to it, and then we will negate this value. So we will say val3 equals to complement of val3. So the negation operation is an exclamation character, so be sure to be careful about how you use this negation operation. So it's an exclamation mark. Okay, so it basically comes with the 1 on your keyboard just above Q. So that's the negation operation. So we should be getting the inverse of false, which is true. And if the initial value was true, we should be getting a false. So if we print out the value of val3, it should be true. So there you go, it's a true. Now we will again negate the value of val3. So now if we print it out again, we should get false. Yeah, so now it's false. So basically that covers the complement operator. Now let's discuss the prefix and the postfix operators. So what if there is a use case that you want to add a 1 to the operand or subtract a 1 to the operand? So the easiest one would be to have the value of the operand and then use a plus or a minus and then add 1 or subtract 1 from it, right? So there is a shorter way to do it. So let's say I have a particular operation such as this. I have a variable, let's say val4 with a value of say 10. Okay, and I want to add a 1 to val4. So how we normally do that is val4 equals to val4 plus 1. So this is a lengthy way of achieving this. What we can do specifically using prefix operator is to write it like this. So I will comment this out, and I'll just write plus plus val4. So what we see here is it does not need the assignment operator. So this operator directly modifies the value of the variable. So now if you print out the value of val4, it should be 11. So here you go, it's 11. Same goes for operations such as subtracting a 1 from the variable. So currently the value of val4 is 11. So let's say I want to have an expression such as this, where I want to subtract 1 from val4. How to do that? Using prefix operator. So what we basically do is we do a minus minus val4. That's it. Directly the value of val4 will be modified without using the assignment operator. So let's print it out quickly and see. It should be 10. So that's it. So we got the value of 10. Next we will cover the postfix operators. Now we will try to make sense of postfix operations. So basically on the surface, both prefix and postfix operations doesn't present any difference as such. So to explain my use case, let me just quickly type this expression. So let's say I have a integer val5 with a value of let's say 15, and I want to add or subtract 1 from it using postfix operations. So how to do that? So let's say I want to have an expression such as this. Right? So the way to do that using postfix operator is just type the variable name and then do a plus plus. And now if you print out the value of val5, it should be a 16. So there you go, we are getting the value as 16. Now if we want to subtract, so let's say my expression is val5 equals to val5 minus 1, and I do val5 minus minus. So current value of val5 is 16, so it should ideally be a 15 now. Let's print this out quickly. So it's a 15. So what is the difference between postfix and a prefix operations? The difference becomes evident when you kind of do assignment of the value. So if the postfix and a prefix operation is coming as a part of an expression which has a left hand side as well as a right hand side, there is a subtle difference. So basically when there is a postfix operations, first the value of the operand will be assigned to the LHS and then the operation will happen. So to explain my use case, I'll use one more example. Let's say I have int val 6 equals to 15 and int output equals to val 6 plus plus. So what do you think the value of output should be at this point? Let's print it out. And let's run this and see. So we see, even though we wanted the value of val 6 to be incremented and then assigned to output, output is still having 15. So there is where the difference lies. So basically, val 6 now is a part of this expression which has a LHS and a RHS. So whatever is the value of the current state of val 6, that will first get assigned to the output and then the operation will happen. So val 6 is currently 16 at this point. But since we are just printing the output variable, we are seeing 15. Now let's print out the value of val 6 as well. So let's see what is the value of val 6. Well, it's a 16. Surprise, surprise, right? So same for minus operation as well. So let's say I have int val 7 equals to say 20 and I want to use the output 2 to store the value of val 7 using the postfix minus. So the value of output should be 20. Correct. So let's print out the value of output 2. It's a 20 as you can see here. And let's quickly check the value of val 7. It should be a 19. So there you go, it's a 19. So always bear in mind how you're using the postfix and the prefix operations. So superficially, both of them are kind of quite similar. It sounds quite similar, but when you are using them as a part of any expression, the way the operation happens and the assignment happens, it's different. So first the value gets assigned if in case of postfix operations, and then the operation happens. Whereas in prefix, first the operation happens and then the value gets assigned. So keep that in mind when you're working with postfix and prefix operators. So until now, the operators that we covered are basic unary operators, which are increment, decrement operators, the negation operator, complement operator, as well as the assignment operator. And in our next session, we are thinking of covering arithmetic operators, then relational operators, and ternary operators. We will be tackling bitwise and logical operators at the last, because it's a bit complex and it requires understanding how things happen at the bit level as well. So that would take some time. So let's tackle it at the end. So with that being said, we come to the end of this session. Hope you had fun coding along with me. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and also hit the notification bell icon. That helps out a lot. Well, thank you. Thanks for your time. See you next time.